You're sitting on 100,000 calories of stored fat right now, enough fuel to walk from one side of the country to the other, and your body refuses to touch almost any of it. Not because it's broken, because it's locked. There are 7 levels of fat burning, and the key that opens each one isn't food, willpower, or the gym. Most people spend their whole life stuck on level 2 and never even find out the other 5 exist. 7 levels. And they're not about how long you've gone without food. They're about how good your body is at reaching its own fat. Right now you're standing on one of them. Let's find out which. Level 1, the lockdown. This is fat burning at its lowest possible setting. Not low, the floor. And it's where your body sits anytime there's food in the system. For most people, that's most of the day. Meet the gatekeeper, insulin. It's a guard that stands outside your fat cells, and as long as you keep eating, it never clocks off. It even throws a deadbolt across the door. There's a molecule it uses to do it, but you can just picture the bolt sliding shut. So your fat cells just sit there, a hoarder lounging on a mountain of fuel, hanging up an out-of-office sign. And nobody wants to hear this part. Eating small meals all day to keep your metabolism going does the opposite. Every bite throws the bolt again. Snack, feel sluggish, repeat. That's not a slow day, that's the lock doing its job. Unlock that door and you'd think fat pours out. It doesn't, because almost everyone gets trapped one step later, on a level they don't even know they're standing on. Level 2, the holding pattern. This is where almost everyone is standing right now. The guard finally steps back, the lock cracks open, and you still don't burn fat, because your body reaches for the easy fuel first. That's the sugar tank. Your liver keeps it topped up like a checking account, and the liver is the night shift accountant who never gets a break. You drain a little of that tank, then you eat and top it straight back up. The savings account, your actual fat, never gets opened. And this is what actually matters. It has nothing to do with how disciplined you are. The tank just never runs low enough. Most people are born, live, and die on level 2. Not because they can't climb, because they refill the tank before it ever empties. Think about that. You've got a 6-figure fuel reserve in the basement, and you're living paycheck to paycheck on a tank that holds about a day, rationing it like it's your last 20 bucks, and topping it up every time you walk past the kitchen. And no, this isn't a slow metabolism you were born with. It's a lock you haven't opened. Hold that thought. Level 5 is where that whole myth dies. The only thing that moves you up a level is letting that tank actually run down. A longer gap, fewer carbs, even a walk. Snack instead, and you reset all the way to level 1. Most people have never once let their body get hungry enough to reach the very fat they're trying to lose. And there's a single moment that vault clicks open for the first time. Most people are never around to feel it. Level 3, the first access. The sugar tank finally runs low enough that your body turns a key on the fat cell, the key that lets the fat out. And for the first time, real fat trickles into the fire. You are now officially a fat burner, occasionally. This is exactly why most people never get here. It takes letting the tank empty, and all that grazing on level 2 never lets it. It was never about willpower or the genes you were handed. And you don't have to fast to reach it. A low-carb meal gets you here. A brisk walk gets you here faster. Movement drains the sugar tank from the other side. That light, clear-headed feeling late in a long gap or after a walk on an empty stomach, the brain fog lifting, that's the door cracking open. First myth to drop. If I'm dieting, I must be burning fat. Not quite, not unless that tank actually empties first. So there are several doors into fat burning. A longer gap, lower carbs, a walk. They all do the same job. They empty the tank so the gate can open. But a trickle isn't the goal. At the next level, something flips. Fat stops being the backup and becomes the main fuel. Level 4, the crossover. This is where the rules change. At levels 1 through 3, your body only touched fat when it was forced to, when the sugar ran out and not a second before. At level 4, that flips. Fat stops being the emergency backup. It becomes a fuel your body reaches for on purpose. The gate fat uses to get into the furnace finally swings all the way open. The same gate that deadbolt was jamming this whole time. Below this line, sugar and fat arm wrestle over the engine, and you feel it. Above it, your body just picks fat. No fight, no crisis. That's the difference between getting shaky the second you skip a meal and being completely fine for hours. The meeting runs long, Lunch slides to 3 o'clock, and you barely notice. People call it metabolic flexibility, which sounds like a yoga class. It's really just your body not panicking when lunch is late. So drop this myth too. Running low on sugar means running on empty. It's backwards. That's the moment you finally start running on you. The wobbly feeling isn't damage, it's the gear change. And every road leads to this same door. A real gap, lower carbs, a walk on empty, even a good night's sleep that keeps the guard calm. If you've ever skipped a meal and felt strangely fine instead of starving, that wasn't willpower. You'd crossed over without knowing it. Now, the part almost nobody tells you. You can make this gate easier to open, permanently. The next level is how. For most people, just crossing over now and then is the whole goal. It's the line between a body that panics without food and one that quietly burns fat between meals. But crossing once is a moment. Living above the line is a machine you can actually build. And that's where the slow metabolism myth finally dies. Level 5. The fat-adapted engine. This is where the slow metabolism myth dies. Keep visiting level 4. Fasted walks, easy movement, a pace where you can still hold a conversation. Living so the guard stays calm. Do it enough, and your body does something most people have no idea is possible. It builds more furnaces. The tiny engines that burn fat actually multiply. New workshops light up inside your cells. So you don't just reach your fat better, you grow the machinery that burns it. That slow metabolism you blamed for years was never broken. It was untrained. This is the first level where you build something new. Levels 1 to 4 just open locks you already had. That's how two people the same age and weight, eating the same lunch, can burn fat completely differently. One trained the engine, one didn't. The gap can be a third to a half more fat burned for the exact same effort. Steadier energy, fewer crashes, hunger that stopped running your whole day. That's not better willpower, that's an engine that grew. Very few people get here because it takes weeks of showing up, not one heroic day without food. So if you've ever been told you just have a slow metabolism, the truth is simpler. You have an untrained one. Metabolisms are built. That one idea has kept more people stuck on level 2 than any food ever has. And this level isn't reached by going harder once. It's reached by going consistently, weeks, not hours. Once the engine's built, something almost unfair happens. Your body stops needing a reason to burn fat at all. Level 6, on demand. With the engine built, your body switches between sugar and fat seamlessly. No crisis, no crash, no permission needed. You can tap deep fat in the middle of a workout, skip a meal and barely notice, run on fat right through the night. This is what burning fat was supposed to feel like the whole time. Not a battle you win once, a setting your body just holds. And no, running on fat like this doesn't mean burning your muscle. Your body guards lean tissue and reaches for fat first. The muscle stays. You didn't get here by trying harder than level 5. You got here by staying there long enough that it became your normal. Flat, reliable energy from morning to night. No mid-afternoon dip, no scrambling for something sugary at 4. That 3 o'clock crash you planned your whole day around? Just gone. So drop the last myth. You have to keep dieting hard to keep burning fat. At level 6, it's the opposite. The burning is the resting state, not the effort. The goal was never a perfect fasting day. It's a body that defaults to fat, so a missed meal or a long afternoon costs you nothing. And at the very top, there's one more thing your body does once fat burning gets this effortless, and it has nothing to do with weight at all. Level 7, the master state. This is the top, full flexibility. Your body burns fat at rest, in motion, and overnight. Even the stubborn stuff goes on the table. The fat packed deep around your organs that never seem to move. Up here, your body reaches for fat everywhere, not just the easy reserves. And there's a bonus at the summit. When fat burning gets this effortless and the guard stays gone, your body starts a deep clean. It goes around recycling its own worn-out parts, the broken bits it never had spare time to deal with. Repair becomes a side effect of a body that no longer has to fight for fuel. Almost nobody lives here permanently, but now you know it's there. A place you build toward, not a gift you were born with or without. So this is what reframes all 7 levels. You don't climb this by trying harder, and nobody handed you your spot by genetics. 2 things move you, a key and a habit. The key is insulin. Let it fall and the locks open. The habit is consistency. Repeat it and the engine grows. That's the whole game. The whole time you weren't a person with a slow metabolism, you were a person standing on a locked door, holding the key, and handing it back every few hours. Fat burning was never about burning harder, it was about unlocking, then building. So if you do one thing this week, do this. Pick a day and let the tank actually run down. A longer gap before breakfast, or a 20-minute walk before dinner instead of after. And don't refill it the second you feel the first pang. That's the lock opening. Do it enough days in a row, and the engine starts to build itself. One thing worth saying, if you're a woman, this can move differently. Longer gaps can push on stress hormones and cycles harder, so climb gently and lean on the smaller doors first. Most people will finish this and grab a snack within the hour, quietly bolting the door they just learned how to open. The ones who don't are about to feel a level they've never met. You just learned the levels are run by one key: insulin. There's a single timing trick that drops it faster than fasting, and almost everyone gets it wrong. That's the next video. Pull that one up next.